I think this is a panel which I was looking forward very, very much, because despite all the talk about products, we know that like Cluj grew up as in the IT industry, mostly with building outsourcing. So I think I have some of the most competent people here on stage to share really where the industry is headed and what will be the future. So I'd like to ask everybody quickly in 2 sentences to announce who they are, what they're doing, and then we'll go into the Q&A part where I'll ask the questions. So,
okay.
Calin.
Thank you. My name is Calin Vaduva. I'm the CEO of Fortech. Fortech is an offshore outsourcing company, about 500 people, and we are 100% Romanian, working for Germany and USA market. Thank you.
Well, hey Philipp, thanks for having us today. My name is Obstbaum. I'm originally from Germany. I've been working in the IT industry here in Romania for almost 15 years now. I'm the founder of Yopeso with an office here in Cluj. Besides that, I'm also a business angel and investor in startups.
Hi, thank you, Philipp, for having us today. My name is Bogdan Herea. I'm the founder of Pitech++, which is also an outsourcing company. We are 250 people right now. We founded also an alternative school for programmers, so it's called Academy Plus. And we will discuss about this in the panel also. We started to develop our own products.
Hi, my name is János Égly. I'm Executive Director of Accenture Industrial Software Solutions. The company resulted after a last year acquisition of Evoline by Accenture. I'm since almost 25 years in the Cluj IT industry, if I count also my student years spent on the Technical University here in computer science. And we also have some new projects for Cluj in this new setup.
So thanks very much. Let's give a hand of applause to our amazing speakers here. So the first question I'd like to start with Calin giving an answer is, like, Cluj has seen tremendous growth in the last 10 years in terms of the IT industry. So do you think that's sustainable for the next years, or where are we headed like in the next 5 years in terms of like growing the industry here in Cluj?
That's a good question. I think personally, I don't see this growth will happen for a long time. I'm expecting in next period of time, I'm expecting maybe in maximum 12 months, a little bit of stop. I think that happens in the past. It happens in 2001, it happens in 2003, it happens in 2008. And that, I think, it's going to impact much worse IT in Romania, especially in Cluj. Nevertheless, I think for a long time, the industry itself is going to grow up. It's going to grow up constantly in next 10, 15, 20 years. I think outsourcing, as I see it now, is going to live for a long time, because people are programming computers, people are programming mobile phones, they are programming the houses and a lot of things. So I think it's a big need for the future. It's sustainable if we invest in the future in people. If it's sustainable, if we invest in the future also in other areas, not only in software development, but also in building products. And that's why we, as a company, as Fortech, we are investing in both. We start investing in high school trainings. We run these events together with the high schools since this year, and we start also our own product funding, which we call Seed Fortech, which is also a view for the future. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good answer. So maybe I'd like to ask Simon to elaborate a little bit on what is needed for Cluj to make it to the next level as an IT ecosystem, because we heard a lot about like products, which is always the talk. What is your perspective on the things that Cluj needs to grow to the next level from where it is right now?
Well, I think Cluj is doing really well right now. I mean, a few years ago, there was nothing. Then it started out with Startup Weekend, and you can really see that the ecosystem here is booming. Yeah, a lot of people here start out in service companies. Personally, I have to admit, I'm a service guy. I love service, so I'll not go into product anytime soon. But people learn the valuable technical skills that they need here. So I guess if they actually get more embedded into the international ecosystem, start traveling, get some exposure, and build some skills, maybe not necessarily only in technology, then I see a bright future. But that's not necessarily only true for Cluj, yeah? So it's more like personal success stories of the people here. I mean, everybody got a shot here of doing something great. I mean, the foundation here is really awesome.
Yeah, I agree very much with that. So maybe also like one of the key success factors always is education, where I know that also Bogdan heavily invests in. So maybe you could share a little bit like on how the further education can like prepare us for that success and what you're trying to do to help the ecosystem in that regards.
Yeah, I mean, we started last year an alternative school of programming called Academy Plus. We have the chance to sign up a partnership with a school called School 42 in Paris, which has they have a great experience in this area. I mean, they right now they're doing this with more than 2,000 students in Paris, and they are doing this for 15 years before starting this new program. And what we are trying to achieve is to have people get into the industry as quick as possible and as prepared as possible to the needs that we have all in the industry. It could be the companies that we have today, the classic companies, service companies, or the startups. And I'm proud, I'm very proud today because I know that we have in the room right now a lot of students from the academy, and I know that some of them will go to work with our company, with other companies on the market, and this is what we want to do. We have to foster this energy and this research that we have in Romania, and it's not enough fostered, and we need to attract more people to the industry and prepare them afterwards, and prepare them very, very fast because things are moving very fast. I mean, we don't have 5 or 10 years ahead of us in order to fill this gap that we have in Romania right now.
Yeah, and I think it's really great that you invest in people also beyond your own company, that you're really building an ecosystem with like many of you here. And I think that really shows for me the power of the ecosystem, that people who made their success and made their money in the ecosystem start giving back, and that's what we've seen like in Silicon Valley in big parts, made it successful. So I think this is really like you all can be very glad that you had like such great people ahead of you, and now succeeding for you is much easier. But talking about the positive sides, I want to also switch gears a little bit and talking about the risks. So maybe you can give us a quick perspective of what do you see as the major risks of the ecosystem so that we can identify them early and hopefully like fight them. So what do you see as those risks for Cluj?
Well, I think it's not a big surprise that on one side the increasing prices are one of the risks that can, let's say, slow down Cluj. On the other side, also the quality of education can have a big impact on this. And I think we all have initiatives and probably need to join our forces to make more actions in this direction. On the other side, I think also one of the risks is that, okay, Cluj somehow needs a kind of disruption because this model of outsourcing, it's also is going well now, but in time it will be not sustainable, and we need to move more on the direction of, I think, product companies and on the direction of solution development. And for this, we need more industrial expertise because, yeah, you will develop probably products or solutions if you have the industrial knowledge in the back. So, and we need to, let's say, emphasize on this area for Cluj. So we need to have more knowledge transfers in the future.
Yes. So I think that's a great lead up to the next question, because there's a lot of talk of product. So, and I know that you're also now investing heavily in product. So can you share a little bit of what's the challenge from going from outsourcing to product, and how do you think it can be achieved?
I think it's a big difference comparing the product and the outsourcing business. We see Fortech as outsourcing company, and we'll still the same, we'll keep the same. But on the other side, we start investing in the product business, which is a totally separately business. we see, okay, we have in this moment, and outsourcing help us to build the experience, expertise in software development and software engineering. But on the other side, we miss many things on the marketing, sales, economics, financials, and so on, which we are trying to build in this moment. And what we are doing in Seed for Tech, it's actually a product building company that intend to offer financials. It offers expertise on marketing, sales. It offers support for software development. But we look for the key person, the key entrepreneur that may take all these resources and move them on the next level, having a product shaped for the market. And I think there are big differences comparing with outsourcing and service and product. And we decide in the last years, which have several tries, to make a clear separation. Once it's outsourcing, service, and something else is the product business. And this is, I think, critical for us to make this separation. And get entrepreneur mindset inside the company. Also, we build a service inside like entrepreneurial company. It's not only, 3 years ago, we have to decide, okay, what's the way? Are we looking for getting an investment, a big investment from the outside, or we look for getting more entrepreneurial? And we get more entrepreneurial. And that's the next step also in the product business. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So from Simon on that topic, I know that he's active in a lot of emerging markets. So he's in Romania, he has an office in Chisinau and also in Malaysia. So since a lot of these ecosystems, I suppose, like face similar challenges to migrate from their status, I'd like if you can give us a perspective compared to the market that you know very well. Where is Romania standing in like relative maturity to those other markets that you're familiar with? And what's the advice and conclusions you can take out of that?
Okay, so basically in comparison to Moldova and Malaysia, for that sake, in terms of entrepreneurial spirit, I'd say Cluj is definitely the #1 location at this point. Yeah. So I guess you have the ecosystem going here, and individuals, I think they can start successful product companies here, but to be honest, I mean, running a service company myself, I know it's extremely difficult to actually make the shift from service to product. And if you're talking about the IT industry here in terms of outsourcing services, I think I'm not sure if that change towards product is going to happen anytime soon. I mean, you can't do both. I mean, you're either service or your product. The organizational structure is different. The mindset of the people is different, and the approach you mentioned, like keeping it really separate, might work, yeah, or might not. I mean, depending on the people, but I think it's a gamble. I think in terms of approach, I like your approach better. To be honest, no disrespect, because
Great, some conflict on stage, fantastic.
Well, it's just my opinion, and basically I think for the service companies, it's just hard to transform into product companies. I just don't expect that to happen, and therefore, like tackling some solutions and building the specialized expertise, I see as a more realistic chance for the IT ecosystem here in town.
Okay. Yeah. So normally I wanted to go on, but I give a chance to Calin to prove Simon wrong, because I'm very much with Calin that we should succeed in that. So I'll give him a quick chance.
I mean, it's important to try. I think this is the first thing. If you don't try, it doesn't work. And we took the risk now to do this investment in the direction of the product because we can afford that to lose. But we don't want to lose, and that's why we are looking for people that are willing to succeed, and I think it's going to be experienced to invest in this direction. And outsourcing is not in this point because people thought it's not working. I think in 93, 94, nobody wants to stay in this industry in Romania. Everybody wants to go out. They want to go in USA, to work in USA, to work in Canada, and so on. But there were people that were dreaming, working, and now we are in other point. I think in 10 years we can be in the same point in the product business. Now we talk about some initiatives, we talk about some products that are not so global, if it's, and I would say it's wrong because we have already some proof before that there are companies in Bucharest that have did a tremendous great job. And if you don't try it future to do that, it's not going to work. But we need to have the support, financial, and all what we need. Thank you.
Good one. So, Bogdan, if you would be a young entrepreneur, and obviously in the next life you'd be hopefully even more successful and beat yourself at what you're doing. So what would you do if you would be like a young entrepreneur without an established company? What business would you start today in Cluj?
I certainly start a new, I would go not for a service company, that's for sure. I will try to do a startup in the sense that we understand this. Because we have the first layers and we have the capability right now and the ecosystem, even though it's the very beginning of this new adventure. And I had in my company people that left to set up a service company, and what I told them is that stay with us, learn how to build a startup, learn how to build a product, and afterwards you can leave and start the same thing. Starting new service companies is not the way out for.
So you'll not be mad if one of your, since we have a lot of your employees here, you'll not be mad if any of them leaves and starts their own company?
No, I mean it's happening every day. I mean I hope that they will grow up the ecosystem in this area. The problem now in Cluj is that we have a lot of wannabe entrepreneurs. And they still have to learn a lot. I mean, having only the technical skills is not enough to start a business. I mean, you can start a new service company and you can find clients because there's a lot of business out there in Europe, in US, and then people will throw out business to Romania if you have the right channels. But I mean, this is not the way that I'm seeing. I mean, we have to build products, not going to the service area.
Fantastic. So, what is your advice to young entrepreneurs for starting a new company now?
If I would be a young entrepreneur, which I'm already not, because I started as a young entrepreneur, I think it was 15 years ago. Well, I would probably partner with somebody who has some deep industrial expertise, and with them make some joint solutions for that industry. And I would carefully, let's say, select this industry or industries.
Okay,
this
great.
Is my advice.
So then I want to ask you, what is the last thing that you've seen that you've been really impressed about here in Cluj?
I think one of the last things it's really this event. I think
thank you. We didn't even pay you for saying that.
No, I know you didn't pay me, but I think it's a great event, and I didn't imagine in 95, 96 when I was in San Francisco for an event, like not maybe much bigger, but to have such events organized in Cluj. So I'm really surprised to see that. And one other thing which I'm really surprised, also they didn't pay me. I saw some hardware devices outside. I see the 3D printers, which was great. I didn't imagine to have this built in Romania, made in Romania, which is great.
That's something to be proud of. Come on, innovation in Romania. That's really cool. Okay, so then I have one question which I'd like to open to everybody is, since a lot of the talk was about talent, is what are the people that you're looking for, both in the entrepreneurial initiatives that you support as well as like for people at your company? What's the key skill set? So maybe we'll take this as a last question to everybody answer in sequence. So maybe Calin, you can go on then.
I think we see two big important things on each person. I think one is the soft skills. And when I'm thinking about soft skills, I'm looking for people which are motivated, people that could work nice with the others, they are working hard, people that believe in something. And second is professional. I think it's nice in most of the young people that you see the motivation high, you see the motivation and the profile of, let's say, soft skill high. And for the senior people, you see more expertise high. If you can build both of them, that's a great person to have. And this is the people which I think are the ideal candidates for any company to have. Doesn't matter if it's a service company or if it's a product company. Thank you.
Simon?
Well, so basically, I'll take everything you said, and on top of that, I'd like to get a skill in plus. So from my perspective, I take like a pleasant personality and good technical skills for granted now in Cluj, considering the maturity of the market here. So I'm really looking for guys to develop an additional skills, like a business skill or some industrial knowledge. So something that goes beyond the ordinary, so to say, yeah. So that's what I'm really looking for.
Yeah. On top of that, what I think we lack is that we lack all the other skills in when you are building a product. I mean, we lack of product people. We lack, as Florin was saying earlier, marketing. And there's two ways to tackle this. I think we should take people from outside the industry to solve this. I mean, for one of our products, we hire people from the banking industry to do the product management, to take people from the marketing agencies to work inside our startups and companies, and it's happening right now. And there's a third way is to market Cluj and Transylvania as a great place to be, and trying to get talents from Bucharest, but also from outside Romania. I'm here with one of my co-founders, which come directly from Lausanne, Switzerland, and this is the third way to do it. I mean, we should attract more talents from Europe, at least in Cluj.
Excellent.
Maybe some last words on this topic, because I think we have the same approach here all. But actually, in our company, we are looking for companies who are enthusiasts by industrial or Internet of Things topics at the moment. So I think if there is an interest from you here, then you can try something at our company. On the other side, everything else, I think we will support you. We will support the development of the students, the colleagues here.
Excellent. So just one sentence from every panel member to close off, and we'll start this time at that way and work ourselves back, that it's not so hard for you to being the last one to answer. So just one sentence, where will the Cluj IT industry be in 5 years from now? So just one quick sentence, where do you believe it will be in 5 years from now?
I think doubling its size.
Doubling the size, well, that's quite a statement.
I hope that we'll be at least at the level that Berlin is today, because we both know Berlin. We lack a lot of things to be at that level, mostly financing and funding stuff. But we have those small engines in Berlin. They have rocket that foster a lot the ecosystem. But here in Cluj, we have at least 4 or 5 mini rockets that could foster this ecosystem.
I think this was at least 5 or 6 sentences you now owe me for overtime, but it's okay. So we'll take on the battle Berlin versus Cluj over dinner tonight. That will be a very good one. Simon.
Well, so basically what I want to see in 5 years from now is I want to see more exits. I mean, Life Rail was really awesome. Kudos to the team, by the way. 5 years, so maybe even some people from the audience here have the chance now to build something and lead it to an exit.
Great one.
So what I would like to see a company listed on Nasdaq, or if not in DAX in Germany. I think that would be a great point for the future.
Fantastic. So we'll have like twice as big IT ecosystem. We'll be better than Berlin. Have a lot of exits, and we'll be on Nasdaq. I think then in 5 years we'll be all.
At least one.
You know that it'll be really bad for us, because they'll beat the shit out of us in the audience if they're becoming that successful entrepreneurs, and hopefully we'll be retired in 5 years, all of us. Then, thank you very much.
Thank you.
for coming here.